MSc IT and BCA, Dwarakdas Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, Chennai. First, I would like to thank our Secretary Shri Ashok Kumar Mundra sir for his support. I welcome our President, our Principal and President of IIC, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, who is a pillar of I welcome the IIST team members with whom the department is associated in conducting this invited talk. I also welcome my colleagues and my dear students. Last but not the least, I extend a warm welcome to the resource person, Mr. Prakash Rajashekar, Senior Manager, HCL Technologies. Welcome, sir. We all have gathered here to hear on the topic Bootstrap, Startup for Attending Interviews. I am sure today in today's session, he will be discussing about the nuances for attending interviews and will also come up to a few conclusions on what can be done in your next phase of your life. Through this invited talks, students will not only be more aware of their capability, but also it will help in their personality development to improve their communication skills and confidence as well. I ensure the students will thoroughly apprehend and will definitely take some learnings home today. I once again welcome you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to request Disha from BCA to introduce our resource person.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Disha from BCA third year, welcoming you all to the seminar Bootstrap Startup for Attending Interviews. I'm very happy to introduce our eminent resource person, Mr. Prakash Rajshekar sir, Senior Manager, HCL Technologies, having 10 years of the HR professional with domain experience in core human resource management. He had done his BE Mechanical Engineering from University of Madras and MBA HR from Bharatidasan University. He is professionally experienced as a senior manager of HR recruitment incorporated in Hyderabad. He was a manager, Central Resourcing Team in HCL Technologies, account manager, STCV Serve Limited. Currently, he is a senior manager in HCL Technologies. His experience spans across employee relation, fresher management, succession planning, and organization development. He is successfully worked with cross-cultural teams, uniting them together to deliver business results. He is highly resourceful in volume hiring activities encompassing planning, design, estimation, hiring process, management, and compliance with quality standards. He is also a technical expertise in all aspects of the system development involving requirement analysis, design, development, implementation, as well as troubleshooting. He is also conducting training workshop on effective hiring strategies and ability to relate to people at any level in business and management across the globe and significantly working with customers. He is having a strong analytical and problem solving skills and supporting multiple clients with critical issues and capability building. His core competencies include demand planning and deployment, talent acquisition and retention, leadership skills, demand supply and management. He is a certified recruitment analyst recognized by Michigan Academic US, executive member NASCOM and honorary executive in Person India Limited. His achievement in HCL includes 5 years completion award for excellence, received a silver excellence award for the business head for recruitment and also received award for outstanding performance. I'm extremely proud to welcome you, sir, for the seminar event conducted by our department and also eagerly waiting to acquire skills from you for our upcoming challenges in first step of our career. Thank you.
Thank you, Disha. Now I would like to request our Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. S. Santosh Babu, to felicitate our resource person with memento. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request our respected head of the department, Dr. K. Angel Kanni ma'am, to present the gift hamper to our resource person. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request our Honorable Principal, sir, to share a few words of wisdom.
Good morning. Good morning. Very good morning to all. Head of the department, Dr. Angaya Kanni, Angaya Kanni, and his team, and our resource person, Mr. Prakash Rajshekhar, Senior Manager, HCL Technologies Limited, IAC coordinators, conveners, Vice President, faculty members, and my dear students. First, I'd like to again welcome our resource person, in spite of his busy schedule. She have allotted his own time for our students to discuss about the startup for attending interviews. So for that, once again, I thank you, sir. Dear students, this is a BD for this particular program, BCA and MSIT. This year, we have did lot of changes. This academic year, we have did lot of changes in the administration setup. We are moving from college to university. So under this situation, you all aware that because of your support and your hard work, which gave us A++ in NAC. We are aware that one of the prestigious rankings in India, where NAC has aggregated our institution as a A++ institution. The credit goes to the management, faculty members, students, alumni, and everybody. I'm going to say this to in all the department function for whole year, but at the same time, maintaining is very difficult. Now we got A++, we could not sit quietly, we could not sit simply and do. How to maintain and how to improve the score. In the A++, we have scored 3.54 out of 4. In order to maintain means we have to score 3.54. If you put a target as 3.54, definitely we could not score 3.54. Now we have to put a target as 3.9. The next accreditation comes after 7 years, but it is not after 7 years. Every year, the college will be accredited by ourselves, where we are going to have a separate committee, where they have to do the accreditation process every year, and we will accumulate the particular score point for every year, so that at the end of the 7th year, we can reach 3.9. So this is the goal we have set. Under this situation, now we have merged the department in such a way that BCA and MSIT both are application oriented. Why these two are merged is, for BCA entry level, not only science, even with commerce background with computer knowledge can enter. And for MSCIT, not only computer science background, even other science student also can enter into MSCIT. So keeping in this mind, this BCA and MSCIT is merged, and it is given as a title as PG Department of Computer Application. We have 3 departments now in computer science. One is PG and Research Department of Computer Application, where I am working. It's an MCA department. We are doing research on that. We are producing a very good papers in research. That department. Second department is PG Department of Computer Application. That is your department, where you have BC and MSCIT. Third department is PG Department of Computer Science, where we have BSc Computer Science and MSc Computer Science. So like that, it all comes under School of Computer Science. So like that we are planning. So let us see how it is functioning, how it is going, what contribution you are going to give for the institution. Let us wait for the coming years. But keeping all this in mind, the primary goal of the institution is grooming the students towards the requirement. What is the requirement? The requirement is we have to make the students to knowledgeable. Not only knowledgeable, We have to exhibit the knowledge to the outside world. How to exhibit the knowledge to the outside world? Through attending competitive exams, by attending interviews, by attending tests, by attending group discussions. Like that, you will be exhibiting your talent to the outside world. How to approach all these things? Keeping in mind, the first program of your department is Bootstrap, startup for attending interviews, which is a primary and very important thing for any. You will have more knowledge. You will have good programming skills. Suppose if you are not performing very well in interviews, if you are whether the interview may be a structured interview or it may be an unstructured interview, whatever may be. Suppose if you are not able to perform very well in the interview, definitely you will not be getting a job. Not only in interview, even if you want to be an entrepreneur. For entrepreneur, you have to go for loan. You have to go for registration in the industry, as a small scale industries. Wherever you go, there will be some dialogue. It may be not an interview. There may be some dialogue between the receiver and the approver. So during that also, you have to exhibit your views to them. Suppose if you are not able to open your mouth in a general public, definitely you would not succeed. So keeping this mind, this was organized. Definitely this will help you. You have an eminent person, Mr. Prakash Rajsekhar. Definitely this will help you for your career. One point. The second point is, after merging the department, where the PG students have to go to UG students for internship, where the PG students can handle one or two papers voluntarily, and and also for third year students, they can be a mentor for first year. Second year MSc student can be a mentor for third year BCA. First year MSc student can be a mentor for second year BCA. So this mentoring can be given not only to the faculty members, even we can allot some juniors to the seniors. So clear the doubts. First, dress code. First, self development is very important. Physical development is very, appearance is very important. So dress code should be there, discipline should be there, mentor-mentee should be introduced, and the senior have to help the junior to come up. That is called as peer learning, where you have to learn with your peers, not the teachers coming and teach you. If you go for foreign universities, you could not see there is a classroom at all. There will be only a small lecture halls where the faculty and the students will come and they will discuss. They will not teach. All when you do any higher education in Canada, when you do any higher education in USA, teaching method is entirely different. Not like our country, where we are doing a spoon feeding. But suddenly we could not move from this method to another method. But we can adopt few good things from that, and slowly we can inculcate that ideas to the student. So becoming a group, what is the benefit of combining both UG and PG is where the seniors can help the juniors, where the seniors can teach the juniors, where the knowledgeable person can teach the slow learners, fast learners can teach the slow learners. Like that, you have to do a peer learning. Whether it is during Saturdays or Sundays, you can do group discussion, you can have group classes, everything can be conducted. So this is a good beginning where after combining this UG and PG department, where the faculty members have to derive a new methodology for teaching learning process, so that if you derive the new methodology, you will succeed very well. And also the second point is, as far as SNAC, handling of files in the department, it is all done by the faculty members. Now what you have to do is, students also can be involved in criteria. Or if you have 7 criteria in MAC, means you give an in charge one student for one criteria. Let the particular student collect the data for the particular criteria. For example, the criteria 3 is research. Suppose if the final year students who are good in research, he can write a paper with the support of the faculty members. Even the UG students also can put your ideas in papers with your MSc students. They can combine with the faculty members. So a lot of things are there. Lot of methods we have to change. So previously, there is nobody to talk about this to you. They used to talk only about the marks. What is your mark? What are the subjects? Now it is not like that. The total higher education is changing such a way that course what you are getting is a minimum qualification. If you want to reach the goal means only completing the degree and getting the marks will not sufficient. Apart from that, you have to do value-added courses, you have to do skill development, you have to do paper publication, you have to improve your communication skill, you have to improve the interviewing skill. All these things should be there. So, dear students, really coming years will be a challenge for you. You could not just come and sit in the corridors and sit in the bike stand and you could not go. You have to learn. If you are interested to learn, there is an opportunity will be given by the department and also by the college. If you want any infrastructure, if you want any facilities, you can meet me at any time. You can get it. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. I would hand over this session now to our chief guest. Sir, I would like to request you to start the session.
Respected President, Principal, I'm head of the Department of Congress. So, good morning, everyone. I'm very pleased and honored to be in this part of the city, a budding college which is already established and still growing. Um, I take this opportunity to thank for giving me an opportunity to come here and address you all. Uh, Let me have a brief of what I have done so far, and then you can relate to what I'm going to do, tell you and educate you in this short, brief sessions. I started my career in a sales and marketing line. Okay, this was way back in 1990. I finished my engineering. So after that, uh, marketing and sales was not much of growth or career oriented. But when after I had a short stint in my father's business, and then slowly this Y2K happened. I hope all of you are aware. 2000 is Y2K, where the computer applications and computer industry began to flourish. That is the time when I changed my career into uh, the hiring and recruitment of computer graduates into IT companies. In those days, the IT companies were really small in nature, and we had little developers and testers, not much of growth. But now, compared to 2000 to 2022, enormous change, enormous kind of career opportunities for people. Computers is now history. Now we are moving into the digital era, 5G, 4G, 5G, and 6G. So, lot many changes are going to happen. So I started my career in a placement company called STC, that is a software testing career technologies. Then what happened is I had a small opportunity to get an interview in HCL. How I got it? Because one of my team member got recruited there as a recruiter. At the same company, you don't believe, next week they had called for a manager position, and I got hired in the same company as a central resourcing team manager. So that's how my IT career started. So it's is School of Talent Advancement and Reskilling. So I train people who are coming into HCL and also give them a career path. So with that knowledge, I can surely brief you and guide you in whatever manner possible so that you can kickstart or the bootstrap kind of the session which we are having today will help you enormously to fetch you a lot of sky high kind of opportunities in the industry. So with this, I end my brief speech. This is my introduction. So more we will interact in this session. So I thank again principal and head of department for giving this opportunity, and wish you all the very best for each and every one. And once again, congratulations for the A++ accreditation, as sir said. All the very best. Thank
Okay, attention everyone. So let's begin. It's been a small break. So all these formalities are essential because of presentation. So this has to reach certain people. So this is how this is also linked to your interview kind of preparation. So uh, let me start off by giving a small introduction of what you are in now and what you're going to do. So I guess Madam has given me the information that many of you are second year students also and final year students, right? So how many second year students? Fine. So majority, I think. So final year students. Okay. So I think it's kind of 50, 50. Right. So earlier, say 10 years back or maybe 15 years, every college will have a campus interview and it will be towards the end of the final semester or after the college is over and your degree is come and you attend the interviews, right? Now the complete trend is changed. So people in different companies, the MNCs, are all interviewing candidates in the second year, third year, final year also. In engineering candidates is fourth year, right? So the final year and the penultimate year where talents are spotted in each of the colleges. So I need you to pay attention. This is something very important I'm going to tell you. So please pay attention. Okay. So when you have a lot of topics or subjects to learn, so as your principal rightly pointed out, you are going to complete your degree, all that is fine. But which area of specialization you are going to do, which topic, for example, in computer applications, are you going to become a developer? Are you going to become a tester? Are you going to have an agile kind of a role? Or you are going to have a business analyst or data analytics kind of a role? So all these things which you have to ponder during your college time only. And that too, the second year is actually the ideal time where you will have to plan your career starting so that in this final year you finish your uh, final semester and start your career persuasion. So this is where I feel now that past couple of years, even for my organization, they are coming to for 2024 passed outs. Okay, I'm not talking about 23 also. 24 passed outs, we are having talent drives happening. So that is where we are having spotting people at the early stages. So your marks and tenure of your college is very much essential, but over and above that, your focus of where you are going to go, which area or which stream or specialization you are going to go is very, very important. So that you have to plan at this stage itself. Okay, so this is what I wanted to convey. And the final year, once you are having your final semester, please be prepared that time itself to get into a kind of a career or a company where at the moment if I'm talking to you, last couple of weeks I've been handling fresher training for people who are going to join in September, August, September, because due to the COVID, the results are all were delayed and the semester exams were delayed in many colleges. So before the people are joining HCL, what we are trying to do is the companies are what all companies are what they are trying to do is they are going to conduct a pre-onboarding training program. Okay, so not like after you finish your college, you have a degree, you have an offer letter with you, you can join. That is not going to be the scenario in the future. When you are in college itself, there will be the final semester, whatever, you will have some bandwidth of time, 2 hours or 3 hours per day, or a number of hours per week. You are supposed to attend training sessions with companies. And what we do in this pre-onboarding training program, we identify those people with those specialized skills which I am talking about. For example, I am having 3 or 4 skill areas. We call it a skill cluster. C, C++, Java, Python, Selenium testing. All these are various groups of training sessions we are undergoing. And of course, we have mechanical also. So don't have a pre-notion in your mind that, okay, I'm studying this, I have to go into this line. You might have a certification outside whatever you're studying. So that also matters a lot. So once you have an interest or liking towards, for example, I was speaking to your most of your department people, uh, cloud computing, data mining, uh, artificial intelligence, all these areas where digital transformation, IoT works, all these areas are now flooded with roles and responsibilities of careers in other companies. So if you are going to catch hold of some of these and areas and you specialize in that, the sky is the limit. And let me touch upon some of the fancy salaries they are getting, these people. The starting package here we are offering is 6 lakhs per annum. And people who are getting more marks or performing well in the pre-onboarding training, we have a score pattern. You have sky is the limit, 12 lakhs, 13 lakhs, up to 25 lakhs is the starting pay of freshers. So just imagine it was not there. 10 years back, 15 years back, opportunity was not there. So you people have a lot of things to offer in front of you. You have to grab it. And how you do it, you have to start your planning now itself. So this is what I want to convey. So second year and third year, final year is not the important. It is how you are going to focus and get your pathway roadmap to the career growth is what you have to do. So coming to the joining, how you are going to, I come to the main topic. Uh, when are you having an interview? Okay, so interviews are not happening in very scheduled manner or a very formal way. It is not happening now. Now you have lot of websites, lot of portals. Now because of this COVID scenario, we have many apps which are downloaded, Microsoft Teams, Google, uh, uh, and Zoom meetings, where the interviews are held. Okay, so you have to adapt to certain technologies. So I have a very brief introduction of what you have to do before the interview. So first thing, I hope I will share this PPT to all of you with your department. First thing I'm reading out here, research the company and position description by using the company website. So you have lot of information about the company. Now, if you are going to apply for a certain company, you should know what is happening in that company, right? You should know what is the history of the company. You should know what these people are specializing in. Is it a product company or a service company, or is it a consultancy where they offer services for clients abroad in the UK, US? All these things you should probe into. And where is the headquarters? Who are the stakeholders of the company? How long they have flourished? And many people they don't understand, or you people don't get into the profit and loss of that particular company. You have to go into that. What is the revenue generation of that company? What is the EBIT? EBIT is something which is related to their profit margin. So MNCs like HCL or Infosys have EBIT score is very high. So all these things which you have to learn and understand. See, technically making yourself sound and having a kind of knowledge is one thing, but but apart from that, the knowledge gaining of whatever the industry are going to go is also very important. So all of you are going to study the various skill areas. You might go into a lot of industries like telecom or medical devices, automobile, aeronautics. So a lot of opportunities are there in other industries where your area you have to choose now itself and make sure that you are going to go and apply for those companies. And before going to those companies, this is what you have to do: research and get a very strong handle of stranglehold of what the company is all about. Also, I hope most of you are aware of the social websites. I'm not talking about the Facebook or Instagram. I'm talking about the career-oriented websites, LinkedIn, Naukri, Times Jobs. So all these are websites where you have information about what is happening, what are the roles which are coming. So for example, I have another, you can note down this, iimjobs.com. iimjobs.com has got lot many lateral hiring or immediate hiring kind of roles which will talk about the company, and then you can plan your first to 3 years, whatever it is. So any company which you are going to go for an interview, that has to be sustainable. You must know how it is going to go flourish. If it is a startup company, yes, you are taking a chance. But if it is a well-established company, you are going to have lot many things to identify whether this is going to come for a long run or it is going to have a lot of avenues for your growth. All those things you have to study before you apply for the company. So LinkedIn and networking concepts of employees, all these things which are very crucial for having you equipped before the interview. Second, be prepared to give specific examples of your experience, education, job and organization. Use the position description as a guide. So I find many of you who are coming out of the final years, you might be having in mind how to prepare your resume, right? How to make your profile look very attractive and all that. So in that process, you should not have anything written on the profile. Whatever you know, whatever you are familiar with, whatever areas of training which you have done, knowledge which you have gained, that alone should be in the profile. If you keep it more elaborative or something which you are not familiar with, any technologies which are skill areas which you are not familiar, you put it, there could be a situation where that person in the interview will ask questions in that. So you will get into a problem. So make sure all of you in the profile resume, whatever is put here in the profile, you are able to answer each and everything, each and every word you have to check. It could be even your location preference. It could be even your whatever salary, your expectations, whatever. Be clear in your mind. You know your strength, your no weakness. So coming to that, so before you prepare for all these things, the next point is prepare 4 to 5 relevant questions for the interviewer to focus on the company's mission and goals. Practice, practice, practice. Visit the CEO for a mock interview. All these things which are part of your study before you get into that interview. You should know what the CEO of the company is doing and what is this latest achievements. All those things you should be familiar. So when the interviewer is asking you questions, in between you need not be quiet. You can just give your kind of information which you have about the company. So that will actually surprise the interviewer. He will think, okay, this person is beyond technical knowledge. He's got some information about the world, about the company. So that will impress him. So this is where all the small nuances you have to make a note where you will have an edge in the interview. Okay. So coming to the reference letters or awards or whatever so you might be having a lot of achievements in the college academics. So list out that on priority. Okay. So first achievement, if at all you have achieved something in the beginning of the year, let that be first. Then after that, second, whatever you achieved, or your scores or whatever your certifications you have done, whatever your recognitions of the department HODs or whatever, you can also mention that. And make sure that you talk about it in the interview and make the person feel that these are the things which as an academic I am able to achieve. Same thing I will achieve when you are giving me opportunity in the job. So that kind of confidence you have to build in the interview. Now, I think I've covered most of the areas of how you have to handle before the interview. Now, coming to the salary. Okay. Now, most of the job interviewers will not be happy to discuss about it in the first discussion. Okay, the first discussion will be your role, your job oriented, how you will manage your work, every timings and all that. So make sure that you are talking and discussing mostly on those things. And then once that is completed, you might get into a HR discussion. That is the final stage. So your technical round, then your communication or behavioral aspects will be checked. Then the HR will come to your pay package. So that is how the interview is spread. So don't talk about your salary or your expectation in the beginning itself. You must talk only about your interest of the work, interest of the role, interest of your job career and your aspirations. So 5 years down the line, what you want to do. And all that will fetch you a lot of eminent points which will impress the interview. Clear? So this is what I wanted to give in a brief. Before the interview starts, you have to have these points in mind. So let me pause here and I want to have some interaction with all of you. So let me ask you any questions, whatever I have spoken so far. So anything you have in mind, what is in your mind, you can always ask me so that we can move to the next stage of whatever interview process. Anything? Anyone? So was it useful? You're all looking at me. I don't know whether you really appreciate what I'm saying because I'm just sharing my experience. I'm just sharing the knowledge of what I have gathered all these years. So it will be useful because this generation, I'm very sure, I know how the trend is setting for you people. So I can tell you what is there. Okay, so anybody wants to ask me any questions, anything on your interview related before you attend the interview, what you have to do? Any questions, guys? You're all clear? Yeah, somebody. Okay. Yeah, tell me. I'm happy. At least you are. You can. I can hear you from there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. So, what's your name? So Prasad. So you're in the final year. Okay. So a good thing. Congrats for getting selected. So what actually a recruiter does is, please listen to me carefully. Once he makes you start talking, he will gauge what and all the mistakes you are doing in the talking. Either it could be a technical error or a communication. So those things they will make a note of it, and even that kind of strategy method where they adopt is they will have all these things discussed internally, and then once you are going to that role, maybe that gap, whatever analysis they made it, they will try to bridge it. So that's the reason. So you need not worry about why they are marking it and all that. That is because of their own kind of strategy they do. Some of them they will not even do anything. Once they make you talk, you are very confident. First time you are talking about your subject, you are very confident. Immediately they will say, "Okay, we will go to the next round." So those things depends upon the need or urgency of that role. For example, um, the pre-onboarding training which I was telling you. So I had around 250 people in that training program. Okay. So in that training program, we had people to join after 8 weeks. So what happened in one particular business, I don't want to mention the name, but one particular business area, they wanted 15 people urgently. And they were all skilled in C++ language. They already completed their mid assessment and all the scores were out and they're all scored 90-95%. So immediately what we did is we got an approval. They're all finished the interview, they got the offer letter, and we make them join only yesterday. So yesterday all the 15 people joined in HCL and they came and attended the induction program. So depending upon the criticality of that role, you will get your job. So some of the Naukri ads or the job ads you feel, there'll be a posting done, say maybe today is 27th of July or whatever. The position will be filled in 30th July, they will say. So 3 days time. So 3 days time the position will be filled. So those interviews, if you do, you are likely to get your job earlier. So some of the companies, they will plan 1 month or 2 months and they will shortlist a lot of people and then they will identify. So mainly I feel that people who are succeeding in critical jobs and then getting into that role and succeeding, they also get opportunity to go abroad in US, UK for training. So that's because the client requires them to go there. So those kind of opportunities you will definitely get. There are lot many startup companies in digital and IT, which is furnishing. Please take a checklist, do a homework in Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, wherever you want. Even in other locations like Bangalore, Hyderabad, you have many companies, startups coming up. So please Google and find out and have a research, and then you can apply to those companies. Okay. So thanks for that question. Any other questions? So I feel it should be more interactive if you ask me questions. Otherwise, it is going to be one way. I'll be only talking and then you will be listening. So if you have anything to talk, please be bold, because this is the first step. இப்பவே பேசலனா அப்புறம் இன்டர்வியூல எப்படி பேசுவீங்க? That is what I feel. So you should make sure that you are having a good rapport and communication with the interviewer. For that, you should open up your mind. This is the place you have to talk. So any other questions? Any of the girls? Nobody? Okay. So let me go to the next phase of what I want to do. So coming to the interview process, actual interview process. So when you're getting into an interview stage, you walk into the company, you are asked to sit down, you are asked to wait in the waiting room, or somebody is giving you a cup of water or whatever and making you wait, and then you're asked to get into the interviewer room. So the entire process might be a little bit casual. You think it is okay. What they are going to do in the interview only matters, but that doesn't start there. It starts right from your home. very best, guys, and wish you a flourishing career in your IT and your whatever industry which you are going. Thanks for the opportunity once again, and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, sir, for this fruitful and insightful session. I would like to request our students if they have any queries to ask to sir or share your feedback or your doubts, if any. We'll pass the mic if you want. Anyone?
Not any, you don't have any doubts? Third years. You don't have any second years also you can ask. Next year you'll be joining, no? You'll always not be in second year alone. Okay. So you're going next year you'll be promoted to third year. Then you have to go for either higher studies or placement. What about MSc IT? No questions? Second year MSc IT? Okay, you can give the feedback. They have questions.
Sir, product-based company or service-based company? Which is best to start our IT career? So, as I told you, whatever knowledge you are gaining. So, product-based company, you will know which is the companies which product. For example, medical devices or aeronauticals. You know about the product, what they are doing. You have a knowledge on that. You can definitely you will flourish in that. Service people are liking that because that is a non-stop customer care kind of service which is coming, and then service industry is growing every year and year. So that is also balanced kind of. But if you are very much interested in R&D or research kind of thing, you can go for product development. Thank you, sir.
Thank, thank you, sir, for this wonderful opportunity to speak about sharing some informations. And also, sir, having some clarifications about some interviews. When we are entering in the interview by having some resumes and while we facing the HR, HR at the time, what all they will be accepting by seeing the appearance. How will they clarify this person by seeing an appearance?
Yeah. So that is the perception usually appearance. But basically, the HR will go by what the technical interviewer says. If the technical interviewer is giving you 90 or 95 out of 100, definitely HR will not have any kind of stopping you from entering company. Only thing they will do is they will check your attitude and behavior, how you are approaching, how you are going to adapt to the situation. Your location, if your location is 40 kilometers away from the city, away from the company, will they hire you? They will think, how will you report to the office? So all those extracurricular things which they HR will look into and then give their outputs, inputs to the interviewer. So with that, the corrective decision they will take. So HR will do their job. They will give their kind of feedback upon non-technical subjects. That's all. And of course, salary will be HR related. They will ask for the policy. So every company will have policy related things. They will not shoot about that. So supposing one fresher is getting 4.2 lakhs, another fresher cannot get 6 lakhs in the same company. Correct. So they will have a parity maintained. There will not be any disparity at all. So that is how. So HR, you don't have to very much bother about your appearance. Once you are finished the interview and you are selected first round, HR is merely formality. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Now I would like to call Swastika from MSCIT for the feedback of this session.
You have doubts? Yeah, one second. Next.
Yeah, you can talk from there. I can hear. In YouTube. Resume. What is that skill? Coding, yeah? Yeah, sir. Yeah. Uh, so one thing is you are familiar with whatever skills which you have. There's no harm in writing in the resume. The level of learning matters. So if you are, there are 2-3 levels which they will. It's a understanding the basic concepts, fundamentals. Then going one step ahead, advanced level. So all those things which you mentioned in that will be very clear. Based on that only they will ask you questions. And every skill there is no limit. You keep on developing. Coding also, there are a lot of logic things are related to that. You will keep on innovating. So one program which is coming, it won't be the same as the other. It could be different, right? So even in multiple choice questions or whatever they do, IT companies, they have one programming question at the end. So that will only get the output of that particular person, how skilled is he in coding. So that is what is important. So definitely you can mention it as you no problem. Another question. Yeah. How to prepare for aptitude test? So there are a lot of journals, no, in aptitude and behavioral. So, for example, uh, basic uh, IT companies, they have a kind of logical reasoning and aptitude questions. So it is all available in the net. So don't have to go advanced also. There is something called psychometric and all that. Don't go deep into them. Basic IT related aptitude questions you search. And that only logical reasoning, all those things will come. And that is very part of it. 80-90%, I tell you guys, is only technical knowledge. Technically, if you are strong, behavioral attitude, technique, aptitude, and all that is only 10-20%. But definitely, that is also going to play a major role. If you are having a good sound technical knowledge and you are throwing attitude to the interviewer, you say, okay, I will come whenever I please. He will take you, he won't take you. So he will give you a particular dress code or code of conduct. So in companies, we have a immediately once you join, there is a code of conduct related online assessment and all that. So all that you'll have to pass. So definitely, this is a valid question. You can make sure that whatever your best knowledge of level, you can always write in the question. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Tell me something which is not in your resume. How we should answer this question?
That is usually what interviewers will like. So what, you will write pages and pages in your resume, and the interviewer will keep the resume on the table and ask you, tell me whatever is not there in this. Tell me. You can always take it in two ways. One is your confidence, how you are answering it. So supposing you are good in cricket or good in some sports, good in dancing, definitely you can talk about this is my passion. I'm of photography. This is my passion. I'm following this. This I achieved in this level and this. So that is it will impress the interviewer also. So apart from work, definitely your fitness, your attitude, aptitude, everything matters. You can talk about. Yeah, you can mention as Madam says, your hobbies also you can mention in your resume towards the end, and also some references also they will ask you. They can mention. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Good morning, everyone. I am Swastika, student of MSc IT department, and I am here to share the feedback. The session was really informative, and we learned a lot about interviews and the process of it. We had an idea about how interviews would be, but never had it worked out completely, and was really astounded by the way Sir explained it to all of us. It was presented in a clear and engaging way. We certainly learned a lot in a comfortable environment. This knowledge will help us in moving forward and taking the first step in our career. The seminar has been very helpful, and I'm really delighted to have been able to be a part of this and try to continue with the techniques and the process of interview. From this seminar, we came to know about how to prepare for an interview and the body languages and communication and their major role in the interview process. Last but definitely not the least, I would like to thank my head of the department, faculty members, and management for arranging this informative and professional seminar and having us be hands-on participants. This gave us the confidence that we needed to achieve our goals. Looking forward to more and more useful seminars like these in the days to come. Thank you all.
Thank you, Swastika. Now I would like to call Abhishek from BCA for another feedback.
Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Abhishek, student of BCA department. As quoted by Christopher Rosser, opportunities don't happen, you create them. So in this session, Bootstrap startup for attending interviews, we learned about the ways in which an individual needs to be prepared for attending an interview. So I would like to summarize those points. On the day of interview, we need to make sure that you look professional and arrive at 15 minutes
A vibrant morning to one and all present here. I am Manju Bashni from 3rd BCA to propose vote of thanks. I deem it a great honor and a privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the PG Department of Computer Application. I extend a heartfelt thanks to our resource person, Mr. Prakash Rajashekhar sir. The session was really informative and we learned a lot about interviews. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence. Thank you, sir. We are thankful to our Secretary Sri Ashok Kumar Mutraji and Principal Santosh Babu sir for his enthusiastic support and motivation. A sincere thanks to our head of the department, Dr. K. Angirkani ma'am, for her support and effort to organize this event. Thank you, ma'am. Our heartfelt thanks to the faculty members and the students for the active participation. Sometimes we are tested not to show your weakness, but to discover our strength. Hope all students face your interviews with courage and dedication. Thank you all. Have a good day.